Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Everything Through My Lens. Today we will see how we manage another lockdown day with different types of dals. The very first dish we will see is the Dhalia Kitchdi. It's an easy one-pot dish. Soak 1 cup of moong dal and 2 cup of broken wheat or Dhalia for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, prepare the masala for the Dhalia Kitchdi. So into the pot I am adding 1 tablespoon of oil. Add a teaspoon of cumin seed and a teaspoon of mustard seed. Let it splutter. I always give a stir up in between before it starts spluttering. This prevents them from jumping out of the pot, as I already told in the last video. Add 5 to 10 curry leaves. Let it turn crispy. Add 1 whole chopped tomato. Add 1 dried chili into this. Saute well. Add a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste and mix well. Add the soaked moong dal and dhalia into this mixture. Let it fry for some time along with the masala. The mixture is completely dried out. It's time to add the masalas. I added 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. You can adjust according to your taste. If you need the dish to be more spicy, you can add more. If you want it to be less spicy, you can lessen the quantity of the chili powder. And I'm also adding some garam masala. I added 1 teaspoon of garam masala. So mix well. Let all the ingredients get combined well. Add a very less amount of water at this point. Totally I added 6 cups of water for this dish. For 1 cup of moong dal and 2 cup of dhalia, I added 6 cup of water. Of course, add salt and mix well. So for the veggies, I added around 2 cups of beans. You can also add potatoes or cauliflowers, or even green peas can also be added. So now I'm adding all the water into this. So totally 6 cups. Do not add too much water, then the consistency will be too runny. Pressure cook for 2 to 3 whistles. And it is done. You can simply eat it without any side dish. You don't even have to have chutney for this. So in this dish I've used moong dal, and dhalia is nothing but it's a broken wheat which is easily available. Let us see what are the dals I use for the next dishes. Dals are very easy to store and quite filling to have very little amount of food. So it is a perfect option for this situation. For lunch I made dhalcha along with kuskha rice. Let's see how I made it. Into the pot I added 1 cup of tur dal and 1 cup of chickpea dal along with turmeric and salt, and cook for 1 to 2 whistles. While the dal was cooking into the pressure cooker, I was preparing the other veggies for the dhalcha. I took 1 raw banana, half raw mango and 1 tomato to add extra tanginess to the dhalcha. I am transferring the cooked dal into another vessel. I am using the same pot to cook the vegetables and the meat. Into the pot I'm adding the curry base I made as a prep. You can see the video link in my description box for this recipe. So I'm adding 2 ladles of the curry base. Saute it well for a minute. You don't have to add any extra oil for this because I've added enough oil while making the prep itself. So that will release when it is cooking. So I'm adding the extra tomato, 1 tomato, because the dhalcha will have extra tanginess. Since I'm adding some meat into this, I'm adding extra chili powder. You can adjust according to your need. And salt, of course. I'm adding 250 grams of minced mutton into this. Saute and combine well. Let the mutton fry for some time. You can even add mutton along with bone. That will do even better, but at this situation I have only this minced mutton, so I'm adding this. Let the tomato and the mutton cook well and become mushy and saucy. Add rest of the vegetables. I have stocked up some frozen potatoes, so I'm also adding that into this. You can even add brinjal into this, it will taste better, but I didn't have brinjal, so I'm not adding it. So that's the frozen potato, the color has changed. It's better to avoid the frozen vegetables because when the vegetables are available freshly, you do opt for it. Just because we have a situation like this, I will prefer this. Otherwise, you can go for the fresh vegetables itself. So now add the water according to the consistency you need. Pressure cook for 2 to 3 whistles. Now the vegetables and the meat is cooked well. So time to add the cooked dal into this. The tur dal will get dissolved and add thickness to this gravy. Chickpea dal will remain crunchy and add the texture to this. So the dhalcha has to be both creamy and crunchy. Check salt and spice, adjust if needed. Also adjust the thickness by adding water. As a final step, add some coriander leaves and mix well. Let the dhalcha come to a boil and it will be done. So for the breakfast I use moong dal. Here I use tur dal and chickpea dal. So we are done with all 3 types of dals. I'm gonna make kuskha for this dhalcha. I'm gonna chop a whole onion into thin slices and 2 green chilies. I fried some potatoes as a side dish. I saved this oil for the kuskha to add some more flavor to it. I'm adding 4 pieces of cinnamon stick, 4 pieces of cardamom, 2 pieces of clove. I always prefer to add lesser amount of cloves since it adds too much flavor into the rice. Let it splutter and add the onions we chopped and also the chilies. Saute till the onions become little soft. Add some salt to speed up the process. A teaspoon of coriander leaves will add more flavor into this. If you like pandan leaves, you can also add that. Add a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste and mix well. Make sure it doesn't burn at the bottom. When it is all done, it's time to transfer it to the rice cooker. I'm making this in the rice cooker. You can even use pressure cooker to make this. So I've soaked the rice along with the water. I'm going to add the masala into this. Add salt for the rice according to your need. Mix well and let it cook. You can do the same process in the pressure cooker and pressure cook for 1 to 2 whistles. The same kind of rice will be ready. This is how it looks when it's all done. Give a slight stir up and mix the masala to the entire rice. Babies like to eat this rice as it is without any gravies. It tastes really good. Serve hot along with dhalcha. You can even have some sides like fried potatoes or fried meat. As a snack, I roasted some peanuts. So into the non-stick pan, I added raw peanuts, around 2 cups of peanuts. You don't need to add even a single drop of oil for this. So you need to keep stirring. Do not stop mixing the peanuts at any point. If the mixing is not done properly, the part of the peanuts will be over roasted, a part of it will not be roasted at all. So keep mixing till the color changes and the peanuts will start spluttering at one point, and that is the point where the peanuts will be cooked completely. It'll be so nice to roast peanut at home and serve it fresh and hot instead of buying old stock from the store. So the color has started changing and the spluttering is happening. At this point you have to keep mixing even faster. Do not burn it. Now the color has changed from pale pink to very light brown color. This will get changed into little darker brown color, and that is the stage when it is done. Yes, now it is done. So fresh and smells so good. You can store it up to 1 month in an airtight container. It will stay fresh. So for the dinner we made dosas and had along with dhalcha. So it's as simple as that. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. And yeah, stay home, stay safe.